I think Ollie Robinson is his name. I don't know if you guys have seen, but he was a bowler for the England cricket team, and he has been suspended following pending investigation.
Oh, this is the one where Boris Johnson
Waded
fixed his
in.
dusty lips to talk about. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know, basically what happened, I think England are playing in some kind of cricket tournament currently, like you said,
Yeah.
Halima. I'm not sure exactly what the specifics of it are, but yeah, Ollie Robinson, I think his name is a bowler or was a bowler for the England team, and he was like I said, he's been suspended pending investigation following a number of tweets from 2012 to 2014 around then have resurfaced that have been said to be racist and or sexist. So looking at the few of these tweets now, for example, he's got one that said real n-words, don't let the microwave hit 0.00.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You're lucky she don't sleep around. Oh wait, hashtag gutted. My new Muslim friend is the bomb. Hashtag way. Not gonna lie, a lot of girls need to learn the art of class. Hashtag get some. And then I wonder if Asian people put smileys like this and these like the slits, like yeah. Like hashtag racist after it. So he can't even say like, yeah, I didn't mean it like this, but hashtag racist after it. So yeah, these tweets are all from and those ones I've just there were more by the way, but those ones I've just read out from 2012. But he's been suspended pending investigation, wasn't able to play for England, and I think various members either of the England team or the management or previous England players have said like, yeah, it's a good decision. He needs to go and get educated. He needs to learn, like whatever. But then, like Halima said, Boris Johnson, our beloved Prime Minister, decided to wade in unprovoked and say, because I think it was the sports minister, I think, or the culture minister, Oliver Downden, I think his name is. He said, yeah, I think they've overreacted, the ECB, the English Cricket Board. I think they should rethink their decision. And Boris Johnson waded in and said, yeah, I agree with that. So, like, who asked you?
The same man that couldn't fix his lips to talk on BLM is now sticking up for a racist cricketer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Like, who's actually surprised?
No, not at all.
I mean, that's a whole different thing in itself. Is like, what was the need? Like, what was the reason? Like,
yeah, what was there reason?
Literally. But like, no one asked him. I don't understand. Like you said, there are so many more worthwhile causes or times where he should have said something. Yet the time he's gonna wade in and say something is when, and you've got like.
Yeah, but it's telling though, isn't it?
It is very telling, but everyone we've been new. Like you know what I mean. Like it's not. It's telling for the people who have maybe been a bit ostrich with the head in the sand, but like.
Which is like most of this country.
Yeah, to be true, but.
And they still won't connect the dots.
No, I don't know if they ever will. But the main thing that I wanted to ask in regards to this is, what do you guys think about? So first of all, do you guys think do you obviously it goes without saying that us three don't really have what we say doesn't have any meaning. Like, this is just our opinion. We're not the Prime Minister. Yes, this is a platform, but this is literally a platform for debate and discussion. So do you guys think that was the right decision by the ECB to suspend him pending an investigation?
How old is he?
So he is now 27. When he made the tweets, he was 18, 19.
Oh,
yeah. So
he was young. He wasn't that young. He definitely knew better. I'm assuming at that age he must have been a promising cricketer, like in academies or about to go pro or whatever. So he had to think about his career at the time. I understand it was a different political and social climate that we lived in 10 years ago, where things like that were a lot more normalized. And like it didn't really affect careers and stuff that much back then, or it wasn't such a like life like altering, a changing thing. So I mean, it is hard because it kind of goes for everybody, not just this one situation where like, can you really ruin someone's career over something they said over 10 years ago? But then when it's something of this nature,
it's so,
do those attitudes really change, or do you just know how to do PR a little bit better.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's so tacky because it's like, I feel like, the kind of cancel culture, it is very toxic, I'll be honest with you. Like, I feel like in general, the way that people jump on things that people have said 10 years ago when they were a kid and then they hold them to account in the future for it, that kind of cancel culture is like just ridiculous. It's politics of distraction, essentially. That's what it is. Because like Simran was saying, it was a completely different social political climate at the time. A lot of things that, obviously these things are inherently wrong. Racism is inherently wrong, sexism is inherently wrong, but they were normalized in society, right? Like, I think as a society we were less kind of politically aware, and especially if you're young, like, I don't know, I feel like especially if you're young, you don't necessarily really understand the gravity of what you're saying at the time. But I think 18, 19
that's
is
the
a bit
thing.
past I think that's a bit past the grace period.
You have to draw the line somewhere,
right? I feel like
14, like I would have been like, oh, I guess you just kind of blame it on him being a kid and ignorant.
Yeah.
I think it's really like hashtag racist. Like, come
so
on,
like, he was taking the mick. He was taking the mick. Like, he knew what he was doing was. That's what I mean. Like, it wasn't just like a benign joke that you make, like, because you see everyone else make it. You're very aware the content of what you're saying is racist. But
do you know what it is as well? Like you say, he's famous England cricketer. He's obviously known that he's going to be in the spotlight. I don't know about you guys, but even me personally, I like to think that I'm not necessarily a problematic person. But in the light of cancel culture and everything like that, and obviously being on a public platform, etc., I've thought to like look back through my social media and like and I've like removed I've removed anything that I thought like, oh, I could potentially like that. That's not great.
I mean, there are loads of things that as kids we don't understand that we used to say. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that in itself, I think that. Everyone did that. Like, you can't hold an adult who has learned and is enlightened to account for what they did when they were a small child, you know, like when they were ignorant and whatever else. That's what I was talking about before, when that kind of cancel culture is toxic and merciless, and it feeds into the politic of distraction because it's ultimately it's inconsequential ultimately, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. But
the thing is that he's had time as well, like, I think.
What has his response been?
He's kind of said, I'm really, I think he said, like, I'm ashamed that I am not racist or sexist. The thing is, I know, like, a lot of people refer to the BLM spike. I'm gonna say spike because it was a spike in awareness that happened last summer as like, oh, that changed everything. But the thing is, like, the same thing happened like around 4 years before and again. So like, but even if we do look at like 2020 as like a time where a lot of people actually had a bit of a think about just the fact that race exists and the fact that racism exists, he won't have been able to ignore that. You're telling me the number of tweets that there were as well. Like, I read out 5. There were like 10 at least made over the course of multiple years. You're telling me he's either entitled enough to like see all that and either not think, oh wait, I used to say stuff like that. Maybe I should like, I'll even just apologize and say like, oh yeah, I used to do that, but I recognize that now and I apologize. Either that, or he's just completely ignorant to the fact that he, like, that's wrong in the first place. Like, yeah. So I think in his case, I think it is the right decision in my opinion, and I don't understand like who Boris Johnson is to say that people are overreacting, because at the end of the day, you're white, and you're white and you're male, so like you're not affected by either racism or sexism. So I don't know.
Go fix the economy or something, innit? Like, don't just why you getting involved?
So what do you think is the right way for people to go about it? Because I think about people say like Stormzy, he's like tweeted homophobic stuff in the past and he's had to apologize. Maya Jama has tweeted colorist stuff in the past. She's had to apologize. Both of them, it's weird how like they're my two examples, by the way, like, obviously because there are a couple, but like both of them have like in good positions now, and like they're still like revered, they're still recognized for being really good role models, etc. So how is it?
The thing about cancel culture is that it actually doesn't exist. Like, I can't tell you one public figure, one celebrity who has actually been cancelled for what they've said.
Or done, for that matter.
Or done, yeah, exactly. It's like outrage politics, isn't it? Like
everyone bounces back. Even like look at like the Paul brothers, at Logan and Jake Paul, when they were doing really messed up stuff on YouTube and saying racist things or like being openly sexist and stuff. And look at them now, multimillionaires.
It's spectacle. Like the whole notion of holding to account. You know, the whole notion of like social media court and justice. It's all a spectacle. Like people do it so as to say like, oh, I've taken a moral stance and I'm better than you. It's some kind of like internal moral gratification for the person. But then when it comes to actually following through and sticking by your principles, very, very few people actually do that.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that like we hold different celebrities to different standards. I feel like there's some celebrities where you just know they're like racist or sexist or have really like
you really believe it coming from them, innit?
Yeah, and everyone's okay with it. Like, look at like Conor McGregor. Everyone knows he's like racist, but everyone's okay with it. Everyone still supports him. You know, T.I. did that really weird stuff with his daughter and the medical cups and stuff. And like that's still fun. That's just a thing that we just accepted that happened. You know what I mean?
Chris Brown as well. He's been allowed to like just live his life.
Rebrand and like keep making music.
And
like...
it's like he's done multiple things. Not even Rihanna. He's done like multiple questionable things since then. It's still.
Yeah.
Men are just protected in general. You know, like men really are protected.
I agree. But like, I just find it weird how like we know these people are like racist or sexist, misogynistic, everything, and we just accept it. Like we're just like no one really bats an eyelid to it just because like they're good at what they do. You know?
Yeah, it is very, very messed up. But I think you know what, Carlos, to answer your question before, I think it's to do with how the person handles it. Like there are instances where people. And then also like another thing as well, you know, like the whole social media court of justice, like you know the idea of doxing. Do you guys know what doxing is?
No.
So doxing is basically when you deliberately go and uncover things that people have said and done in the past, like you know, like these tweets that come up from 2012. It's because the person has been doxed. Like
so you go looking.
You go looking for them basically, so as to like demonize the person or whatever else. And sometimes like with social media, like it's an absolute pylon. Like I don't know if you guys know Nella Rose and like what happened with Nella Rose. Like there was an incident with her like when she was 12. She was literally 12 and she tweeted I think some colorist stuff. And the way people were going in on her, it was mental. And it's like that is ridiculous. Like that has got nothing to do with genuine justice and accountability. That is just you man being weirdos. Like that is just you man being
after she just lost her parents.
She lost her dad. Yeah, she just lost her dad, and then she got doxxed from some tweets that she wrote when she was 12 years old. Like that is actually you guys not having a life. Like go outside and touch some grass. You know, like get a life. But so like, and that's what I mean. Like sometimes the intention in which you know these tweets resurface is just bad mind. It's just bad mind, you know, like it's not even, like I said, it's not even about justice and accountability. It's just people not having a life. So like I think that is something to also think about and consider when we are like holding people to account. But generally I think it's the response of the person. If they come forward and you can tell they're being genuine and sincere in their apology and you know whatever else. And sometimes like you can tell it's an apology for the sake of an apology, you know, like the notes apologies.
Oh god.
that comes a lot from like white women. I've seen a lot of white women love to do notes apologies that are just not sincere. Like you know their publicist has written it.
YouTube videos like there's that one in particular. I don't know which one it is. It's some
loads, yeah, like that stuff. I don't have no time for it, man. But there are times that everyone deserves grace, you know. Everyone deserves grace.
Yeah.
So, closing thoughts on that is just, obviously people need to be held accountable, but holding people accountable doesn't necessarily mean removing them from the planet. You know what I mean?